This is a great aspect of where we started in 1991. I was playing soccer summer and I broke my femur, which if you're a PT you know, but it's this bone here. Snapped the sucker right in half, and wow, that changed my world right away. And my mom showed up, and my brother was notified that I had this broken leg. And really, long story short, I ended up in a hospital with surgery. It was the first time anything major like that had happened. And it was great to kind of understand the perspective of I had the experience of being the patient and what was necessary in this life-changing moment. How am I going to move forward with this? How am I going to return to a high level of soccer while you were in there?
It was wild. I'll never forget getting that call to hear that you were hurt and not having all the information. So I literally dropped everything I was doing and made it to the hospital. And, we were raised by our wonderful mom, who was a single mom and wasn't going to have the opportunity to necessarily be with us every single moment of the day. So I just remember committing to, hey, I'm here with you. I'm gonna sleep on a cot, and we're gonna go through this and get you back to doing what you love to do. It's a pretty wild experience.
Keep in mind, I'm 14. He's 16 approximately. I'm in the hospital for 6-7 days with a rod put in my leg, and I need to walk and get up and down stairs before I go home. And that kind of put a message in our head. Like, one, we're just kind of meant to serve other people through a health and wellness environment. We love sports. We loved activity. We were just always on the go. And now here we are talking about that at such a young age on how we feel like, man, we could do this as a career. In fact, my PT said to Sean, man, you're really good at this. You're motivating Bryan.
She asked me, I think, during PT on your two-a-days, she said, have you thought further about what you're going to do after high school? And I had said a little bit of psychology, sports performance, or something like that. And she said, man, have you thought of physical therapy is so natural for you. He's listening to you more than he is me, the way that you relate to him. And it was kind of like a light bulb from your perspective as a patient and mine as a helper, that we just looked at each other like, this is what we're destined to do.
The funny thing too, even at that age, having no background in PT or whatever, we kind of both were like, there's got to be more than just sitting up in bed and doing these like leg kicks. And Sean's like, dude, he can do way more than that. So he'd motivate me. We'd go all the way down the hall to McDonald's, which who isn't motivated at 14 by McDonald's? And yeah, in that moment was a chance for us to evaluate. We didn't know we were going to do this, but I definitely think we both kind of, whether we said it out loud or not, was, hey, I think this would be something cool. So it stuck in our heads. And then as we move into high school or finishing high school and Sean's going up to college, the PT world kind of came at us organically. My coach introduces me to this, and I end up going to University of New England, which is a small school in Maine. You end up going to Western.
Yeah, it just didn't come on us. So we couldn't be any farther from each other. Literally, Southern California and Upper New England, the polar opposites of the country. Yet just our bond as brothers and just the way that we are so yin and yang from each other, there was just a constant talk about just our dream.
Yep.
And we had different, I guess, even to this day, we get different perceptions of how we think it might go or what it was back then versus now. And I think that's kind of still the exciting journey that we're on every day.
Absolutely.